What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. You know, Nicki Minaj is a very controversial figure because not only her style of rap, but what she raps about. And of course, many women, now I know now it's more or less Cardi B, but at, about 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, Nicki Minaj was who a lot of young girls wanted to be like. They wanted to be like her. They wanted to be weaving and sandaled up with a fake butt. And, girls are out there trying to do her, be with her, be like her, all type of stuff. And what we're looking at now is that the culmination of her activities with the fake butt, all of the enhancements, it landed her Kenneth Petty.
Oh my God.
I mean, forget about you was with Safari and then Meek Mill. The best you can do is Kenneth Petty. Which is very interesting because that's a pretty interesting last name, because what he did was not petty at all, but we'll get into that. Mrs. Minaj and Mr. Petty were married because Nicki Minaj thought she was hot shit, and after losing Meek Mill and losing Safari, nobody wanted her. Nobody that can read and write, in my opinion. So that's just stop the show. That's the reason why she's with Mr. Petty today. Maybe he can read and write a little bit, but probably not that successful. Mr. Petty is not successful. Mr. Petty is a convicted offender in a certain state, and you guys know what I'm talking about. And you think that him moving to California, I believe he's originally from New York, and getting around Nicki Minaj, that would help him. It's just too bad that he failed to register for what he was. He was arrested because of that. Now he is making a plea deal, okay? He's going to have another sentence. Now, the mandatory minimum sentence is 5 years of supervised release. The maximum is 10 years in prison with a lifetime of supervised release, okay? But he was supposed to do this for 2018. He didn't do it. Now they have a baby. Okay? They have a baby. The baby and Minaj have to now deal with the father going to jail for something that he did in 1985. I don't know what the stipulations of what he was convicted of it. He was 18 at the time, right? But maybe his life has changed since then, but he failed to do this. But this doesn't look so bad on him because he is who we thought he was, right? That's what Denny Green always says. But Minaj, I mean, look at what you've been able to accomplish in music. I mean, look at the people that you've been around. I mean, you're discovered by Drake. I mean, you had all this stuff. I mean, oh, by the way, you're 38. I'm sorry. Oops.
Jesus Christ.
I forgot. Oops. Guess what? Oh, yes. Nobody wanted you on your level, no matter how much money, how much you had, how much all of this, how much of all of that. And now look at you. The best you can do was this guy. And we know you don't respect him because he ain't nobody. Usually, I mean, I'm not being honest. What does he do? What does Kenneth Petty do? Outside of what we know him for, that conviction in the 90s. I'm not even trying to bring, what does he do? Like if you go who is Nicki Minaj's husband's Kenneth Petty? Who? Do we know? They knew each other back in the day. Okay. He also served a second prison sentence after pleading guilty to first-degree manslaughter. So he also is a killer. Wow, that's interesting. So Mr. Petty here, he doesn't have any real skill set. He's a criminal. That's what he is. Yet people are congratulating her when she was pregnant and all this stuff. That's the best that you can do. And I want to talk about a lot of people in our community because, remember, Nicki Minaj came from Michael B. Jordan with that, that name of that particular whiskey that he was trying to start or whatever and drink. And she was saying that, he can't, still stand up for her community. Well, Nicki Minaj, what does your community say about you now? Since you're Trinidadian American, how would they feel about what you're able to do now? You have a guy and you think about it, your people from your country worked hard for you to get over here to America. You end up with a guy like this. How do you do it? How do you even justify it? I'll tell you, because many times in our community, what sometimes our women in our situations earn and get, it doesn't often reflect the men that they're going to be with. Because you're hardworking, because you're successful, because you're even beautiful. If you can't appeal to the right guys, you always get the wrong ones. And then you have somebody who's not a husband, you have a criminal, you have a guy you have to take care of. And he's a resounding resemblance. Every day that you come home, you look at a guy that makes you feel that, you know what, this is the best I can do. It's resounding, isn't it? Or one may even say emphatic. How terrible you were at making decisions with men. How terrible your opportunities were that you squandered. Okay? Those opportunities have been nullified by your own actions. Now you have a guy who can't even take care of simple business. So let me ask a question to Mrs. Minaj, if I can. Or should I say Mrs. Petty? How can a man take care of you if he doesn't even care enough about himself to register as an offender? Like, if he can't even do the little things right to take care of himself, what chance does he have to take care of you? What chance does he have to look after you? I'll tell you what chance that he has. The chance is less than zero. Because if a man doesn't even care about his own safety, his own security, doing what he's supposed to do, how can he take care of you? Now you're about to lose him again because of something that he did, and that's your guy, that's your husband. And if you divorce him, you can. Who else is going to be with you? I mean, you can always find another guy like that. But then you'd be embarrassed. You're already embarrassed. You have to be embarrassed for you to work that hard, and this is who you're with. I would be very disappointed in myself. Okay? I would suffer in quarantine for a life of dismay. I can't even fathom what that would be like. It's unfathomable when you've done all that hard work. Okay? Can't even comprehend. How would that be? And this is where a lot of ladies in our community are at. Like, you do all this hard work, you do very well for yourself, and then like, oh, the guy that you're married is like, like somebody like this, which his life and her life, out of the fact that they knew each other when they were young, they have had two different trajectories. They should have never, it should be very parallel. There should be no intersection of the two. Parallel is what it should be, not an intersection. But oh, by the way, it is. And look at her now. Gonna lose this guy, possibly to a jail sentence, because of something that he did that was stupid. He didn't even register for what he's supposed to. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell, check out the first company at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high.